Okay, today we're going to talk about something truly mind-bending. It's a concept from the Islamic tradition about a single night, a night that somehow holds a value that's completely beyond our normal understanding of time.
The claim, right there in the Quran, is as simple as it is staggering. One single night is better than 1,000 months. Just let that sink in for a moment. All your prayers, your good deeds, on this one night could literally outweigh decades of effort.
And 1,000 months, what does that actually mean? Well, do the math. It's over 83 years. That's more than most of us get for an entire lifetime. An entire life's worth of blessings and forgiveness, all potentially packed into just a few hours from sunset to sunrise. So this is the central mystery we're diving into, right? It's not just a matter of faith. It's a really fascinating intellectual puzzle. How does that even work? Why does a night like this exist? And what does it tell us about how we think about time, reality, and the divine? Let's get into it.
So, to kick off our investigation, we've got to start with the basics. Before we jump into the deep end, we need to understand the practical side of things. How do people actually go about finding this night?
What's so fascinating is that the exact date is kept a secret on purpose. It's seen as a kind of mercy, really, a way to motivate people to keep up their effort across all the final nights, not just banking on one. But this whole idea of a special designated time, that brings up a much, much bigger question. And that leads us right to the heart of the matter. There's a paradox here, a real tension at the core of this whole concept. So here it is. On the one hand, a core belief is that God is always near, always listening, right? But on the other hand, we have this single night that's singled out as being extra special. So why? Why set aside a special time at all? Does that mean God is somehow more available on this one night than any other? Well, the scholars and sources suggest we're looking at this completely backwards. The night isn't special because of a limitation on God's part. It's a gift designed for our limitations. It's a motivational tool for us humans, because let's be honest, we're forgetful, we get distracted, and we need structure to really focus.
This anniversary analogy is perfect. Just because you celebrate an anniversary doesn't mean you don't love the person on all the other days. Of course you do. The day is just about creating an intentional, dedicated space to really focus on that love. It's the same idea here. The night doesn't make God more available, it's designed to make us more present.
But there's another huge layer to this. The night isn't just about our personal worship. It's actually the anniversary of a universe-altering event. Its original importance is, well, cosmic. The Quran says, "Indeed, we sent it down on the night of power." Now, the Arabic word used here for sent down is anzala, and this word is incredibly specific. It doesn't just mean to send down a little bit at a time. It means to send something down completely, as a whole, all at once. This one word unlocks a major puzzle. So you might be thinking, wait, how is the Quran sent down in one night if it was revealed over 23 years? It sounds like a contradiction, right? Well, Islamic scholarship explains this with a beautiful two-stage process. On Laylatul Qadr, the entire Quran, as a single, complete unit, descended to the lowest heaven. From there, it was then delivered to humanity piece by piece over the next 2 decades. So this night marks that first, total, cosmic event. Okay, now we get to the part I find absolutely fascinating. The language of the chapter describing this night is like a treasure map, filled with all these subtle clues that open up its deeper meaning. The text asks this incredible rhetorical question: and what will make you comprehend what the night of power is? The word used is adraka. This isn't just to know something. It means to fully grasp it, to reach it, to perceive its total reality. And the implied answer is, you can't. Nothing can. Its true nature is beyond what our minds and our words can handle. This is where it gets really subtle and beautiful. The text says, "We sent it down," but it never actually names what it is in this specific chapter. We assume it's the Quran, but the text just leaves it open. Then later, it says the angels descend, but it never says where they're descending to. And this leads us to a really profound thought. What if these gaps, this ambiguity, is the entire point? What if the text is deliberately pointing towards something so huge, so immense, that trying to define it with words would just shrink it? These gaps are an invitation for us to look past the words themselves. The chapter finishes by saying the night itself is salam until the dawn. Now, we almost always translate this word as peace,
But oh my gosh, it carries a universe of meaning that goes so much deeper than just being calm. The root word here, SLM, is the source for all of this: safety, wholeness, spiritual and psychological health, even surrender. It's one of God's actual names, Al-Salam, and it's the greeting people give each other in paradise. So to say the night is Salam doesn't just mean it's peaceful, it means it's a taste of a divine, perfect, heavenly state of being.
So we've come to the final, and maybe the most startling clue in this whole text. And it's not about what's there, it's about what is shockingly, completely missing.
I mean, think about that for a second. In the entire description of the most sacred night of the year, the one thing you'd absolutely expect to be front and center, the idea of getting closer to God, it's not there. Not a single mention. Why?
This silence, it isn't an accident. It's actually a profound theological statement. Because other parts of the Quran make it crystal clear that God's closeness isn't something you gain. It's an absolute, constant reality. He is already closer to you than your own jugular vein. You literally can't get any closer than that. That proximity is already at its maximum. So the text does something brilliant. It respectfully describes all the effects of the divine presence. You see the angels descending, you feel the atmosphere of salam, but God's presence itself can't be described in terms of space or movement. So it describes the ripples in the water, but it leaves the center, the source of it all, in this reverent, indescribable silence. And that really brings us to the final thought. What if this entire chapter, with its mysterious pronouns, its mind-boggling scale, and its deep, profound silences, what if it was never meant to be a simple explanation? What if it was designed not to give you an answer, but to spark a question, to act as an invitation for you, personally, to begin your own search for what lies at the heart of the night?